Economic chaos forces Trump to wind down proxy war with Russia. Donald Trump has declared a trade war on the entire world. But what is this? A stroke of genius or a desperate attempt to save the American economy? And most importantly, how does this relate to Ukraine, China, and Russia? Trump increased tariffs on Chinese imports to 125%, but suspended tariff hikes for other countries for 90 days. Markets immediately surged, and the president himself stated, "My friends made a lot of money from this." But is everything as simple as it seems? What lies behind this move? There are several theories. One suggests that Trump aimed to crash the stock markets to force investors to buy U.S. Treasury bonds. But the plan backfired. Japan, the largest holder of U.S. Treasuries, began selling them off, and demand plummeted. Why? Perhaps investors no longer believe the U.S. can repay its debts. But that's not all. The retirement savings of Americans evaporated within days of market chaos. $3 to $4 trillion disappeared. Congressional phone lines are overwhelmed with calls from citizens begging to stop the madness. And this even impacts foreign policy. For instance, U.S. officials now speak about the unacceptable risk of nuclear conflict with Russia, out of fear of another market collapse. Another theory claims this entire operation is a brilliant move by Trump. Introducing tariffs, then partially rolling them back, made many countries take his intentions seriously. Now they're ready to kiss up to maintain favorable exports to the U.S. But there's a problem. The U.S. doesn't have enough goods to offer its partners. Trump suggested Europe buy energy resources, but oil prices are too low to revive shale production. Meanwhile, American businesses that move to Asia aren't ready to relocate back overnight. Negotiations with China are inevitable. Why? Because China has nowhere else to send its exports, and the U.S. cannot fill its market without Chinese goods. A shortage could become a destabilizing force. For example, nearly 90% of gaming consoles, 70% of smartphones, and 66% of laptops in the U.S. come from China. And what about Russia? Trump is busy restructuring the global economy, and the Ukrainian conflict is becoming a burden for him. Talks between Moscow and Washington are already underway, particularly in the economic sphere. Kirill Dmitriev, head of the Russian Direct Investment Fund, met with American companies that haven't left Russia. Over 150 remain. Tucker Carlson's recent statement that the U.S. lost the war with Russia in Ukraine confirms one thing: a reset in relations is inevitable. Moscow is playing the patience game, and it's working. Trump's economic restructuring is changing the rules of the game. Ukraine, China, Russia, everyone is being pulled into this process. But who will win? And at what cost? Share your thoughts in the comments below.